Welcome to Studio 595 Superintendent's Cut. Today we have with us Dr. Joseph Goins, President and CEO of P2C, our gold sponsor for CCSD Convocation 2025. A full day of professional learning for all CCSD staff members to kick off the 2025-2026 school year. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Goins, and welcome to our Superintendent's Cut. First, tell us a little about yourself and P2C.
First, Dr. Scott, thank you for the opportunity. Always a privilege to work with educators across the country. 30-second background. I was a high school math teacher. I always like to tell this story. I was a high school math teacher and I was teacher of the year, but the fact it has to start with another century tells you how long ago it was. I was a teacher in the state of Tennessee, high school math teacher, and was teacher of the year in 1997. So I've been in education my whole life, very passionate about it. Was high school math teacher and really got an opportunity as I kind of developed my skill set in education to think critically about how we have an impact in education. And over the course of my journey, I've had an opportunity to think about how do we make things relevant for kids? How do we make student engagement a priority? And so about 8 years ago, I got a chance to start my own company, P2C, Pathway to Careers. And the idea was simple. How do we validate what research says? How do we impact policy for educators? And how do we pull those ideas down to the classroom? And we've been on that journey now for 8 or 9 years, so working across the country. And it's always a privilege to talk to educators. As a former teacher, administrator, I always say taking professional development important is really important. I had a professor at Vanderbilt. He used to say the most important thing is can you improve teaching and can you improve learning? Everything else is noise. And I've remembered that over the years is what I'm doing, improving the ability for somebody to teach, and are we improving the ability for a student to learn? And totally respectful of the opportunity and what you guys are doing with your convocation.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the work that you do. We know that when we're thinking about supporting our teachers, then any professional learning that we can provide that truly hits on what they have identified as their areas of growth is essential because we want to make sure that we're setting all of our educators up to be successful in the work they do every day to educate our students. And so thank you for the work that you all do with helping people within that career trajectory. So now, as we even think about you all serving as a sponsor, when we reached out to ask you to consider signing as a CCSD Convocation 2025 sponsor, you didn't hesitate. What interested you about this particular opportunity?
Yeah, and again, I'm going to go back to how do we improve teaching and learning for a minute. You know, one of the things I've always been about when we started this company 8 years ago was how do we look at things different? You know, there's a lot of noise in this space. There's a lot of people biting for teachers' time, resources. And when I said, like, how do we, every time we step onto a stage, can we add value? Can we add value to the educators we're trying to serve? So our mission has been very clear. We want to add value to education. And I saw an opportunity for us just to step in and say, hey, this will help Clark County in their convocation, kicking off the school year with all the employees. And I said, this is a great opportunity for us to really step up. My favorite quote, I use this quote a lot, is a quote from John Dewey. John Dewey said, how do we help students find what they're fitted to do and secure an opportunity to do that? And that's the key to happiness. So I love this quote. How do we help students find what they're fitted to do, secure the opportunity to do that? Because that's the key to happiness. Interesting thing, and again, if I was doing this in a large auditorium, I would usually ask somebody in the audience, what year did he say that?
Mm.
1911. So
Wow.
we've been thinking about how do we help students find what they're fitted to do, secure the opportunity to do that. And I love that quote. I think it's kind of a guiding principle of ours. Any chance we can get a chance to help educators, we'll do that. So it's a privilege and an honor to do it.
Well, thank you. So I do want to thank you so much for joining me today, but more importantly, thank you for supporting CCSD Convocation 2025. We are truly excited to kick off our 2025-2026 school year with this amazing day of professional learning, and we appreciate the support that you all are providing to make sure that it happens. So thank you so much. And again, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you very much, Dr. Scott. Our privilege.